Hi, welcome back. I'm Paul Chartier. We've got our friends on from Big Brothers Big Sisters. Afton Fairchild, the Community Engagement Director. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
You've been on before.
I have, yes. We were actually talking about Bowl for Kids Sake a couple of years ago, so thanks for having us back.
Well, here we are. And Chris Sheets, a big brother. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're going to brag about you in a minute.
Oh, I don't like that. No.
Yep, got to.
None of that.
The people that dedicate their free time for anybody, but especially kids, our next generation, it's pretty darn admirable when you could be doing anything else with your time. But let's talk about Big Brothers Big Sisters. You've been with them for how long?
About 3 years now, and actually before that I was a big sister for about 7 years.
So you went from volunteer to getting paid.
Yes.
And do you like getting paid?
I do like getting paid. I
and
do.
What do you do for Big Brothers now, getting paid?
So I actually help organize fundraising events, do marketing, volunteer recruitment, things like that. So we're a pretty small staff, so we wear a lot of different hats, but I really love the organization, and just, you know, after being a big sister for 7 years and my little graduated, and I just decided I didn't want to give it up, so I just wanted to help in a bigger way. So I found a position open with them and I applied for it, and it's been wonderful ever since.
Tell people the story about Big Brothers Big Sisters. How many kids are impacted? Where are you located? How many volunteers do you have?
Sure. So we've actually been around since 1957, and we started off as Big Brothers, and then we actually added the sister component in the 70s. But since then, we've served thousands and thousands of children. Typically, we serve about 500 kids every year. In addition to Fayette County, we also serve kids in Montgomery County, Jessamine County, Madison County, and Boyle County as well. So,
Chris Sheets. Yeah,
Paul.
You were a big brother. You are a big
was.
brother.
Yes.
And this was before you had kids.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Were you married at the time?
Whenever we matched, I was not married. I was dating my now wife. I'd been dating her for probably 4 or 5 years, and so she was hesitant about the whole thing, but she was supportive that I did it. And now, I mean, it's crazy. 10 years later.
Can you believe it?
I know.
As a single guy, people are selfish with their time.
It's fair.
And then if you're dating someone, you're selfish with being a couple. What in the world were you thinking to think,
That's a good question.
I want to spend some time with somebody I don't even know?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I think, frankly, for me, it was I had a really good friend in college that was a big brother through college, and he and his now wife were both involved in the program back then, and their little brother, little sister, both of them have graduated and are now functional adults, which is great, and they're doing really well with what they're involved with. And so seeing him do that through college made me motivated to get involved in some capacity once I finished and once I graduated college. And so it just was a natural progression. I had some free time. I was a realtor. You know, realtors kind of have time at various points in the day, but we work all nights and weekends, so it was a good fit for the program, and jumped right in. And it's been, you know, I haven't looked back, and I can't imagine what it would have been like to not do it at this point.
What's his name?
Brian.
And how old was he when you started?
He was 9 years old whenever we matched.
And what kind of family was he from?
He's from his mom is a really great lady. She's very motivated and tries to, you know, do everything she can to serve her kids. She's got 4 kids. And his dad's been in and out of his life over time, and also kind of tries to be involved, but just has never had really the greatest stability with his job, etc. And so it's just been a little bit challenging. They never really lived together. They weren't married, and so just a little bit of a challenging dynamic for him.
So for him to have a big brother, a male in his life that's not going to abandon him and be there, that had to mean a lot to him.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't look at it from that perspective. I mean, I've always looked at it from the perspective of, I'm doing this because I want to meet somebody in this dynamic. I grew up in a very homogenous high school, and I was not exposed to a whole lot of different people. And so for me, this was, I want to see what everything else is like, and I want to meet some good people and see if there's any way that I can help. And it's just kind of flowed to what it is now. And yeah, I mean, it's been a wild ride.
What have you gotten out of it?
Oh, I think I've gotten more out of it than he has in some capacity. It's just such a unique experience. Just watching anything you do with kids is so fascinating, because you don't know if they're actually paying attention to you or if anything's sinking in. It's just like my own kids now. You have no idea what they're actually absorbing. And then one day they'll throw it right back at you and you think, what?
Yeah.
You were actually paying attention when I
Yeah.
thought you were staring out the window, commenting on that McDonald's sign over there, and you knew everything that I said verbatim.
And
Crazy.
To think about 500 kids in central Kentucky, and how many nationally, thousands, who don't really have a rudder in their life, and these adults step in. I mean, how great is our community? How better off are we because of people like you? People like you.
It's just, we're tons better off. And I don't think people realize, it's not just the impact on the big or the little, but the long-term effect has a huge impact on the economy, the community at large, these kids' futures, what they turn out to be, and how their kids turn out to be. And it is just like, it's a domino effect, truly. And really, I know you mentioned about, giving a lot of time to somebody, but I feel like in a lot of ways, we have programs that you actually don't have to commit a ton of time. We have ways that you can volunteer for just a couple of hours a month, and it can still make just a bit as big of an impact, and the need is definitely there. So,
Well, let's talk about volunteers. So what are some of the opportunities that people can give?
sure. So we actually have a couple of ways people can get involved. I think most people are familiar with our community program, which I think that's what you and Brian were in, and that's what my little sister and I were in as well. We also have a School Plus program, and that's pretty big here in Fayette County, where we partner with several different elementary schools, and people can actually go and meet with their little the same day and time every week for an hour. So whether that's on your lunch break, or we really work with the volunteer and the child's teacher to determine a good time that works for both parties. And kind of give you people like that, because it gives them a little bit more structure, and people who might be a little hesitant about getting involved, or being left with a child and unsure of what to do or what plans to make. It gives them a place to kind of start, and then if they'd like, they can continue into the community program.
How many kids need a match?
We actually have over 200 kids on our waiting list.
Make a sad face. Yes.
Yes.
200 kids.
200
Yeah.
kids, yes.
Yeah.
And
The majority of those are boys, right?
the majority are boys, about 70% are boys. So we definitely, the need for males is huge. It definitely is.
And if you look at predominantly males that can get off track, if they get off track in the wrong way, they can really get off track in the wrong way and negatively impact our community. So if people want to volunteer, what's your website?
They can actually visit bbbs-bluegrass.org, or they can give us a call at 859-231-8181. They can also feel free to stop by our offices. We're located at 181 West Lowry Lane off of Nicholasville Road. And one of our staff would be happy to kind of talk to them about that process and what it looks like, and try to find a program that's a good fit for them.
Right by the Kroger, I believe.
It is
Yeah.
right by the
Yeah.
Kroger, yes.
You've got a big event coming up that has got to wear you out.
It definitely does, but it's totally worth it for our bottom
Yes.
line in the long run, and the number of kids that we actually get to serve because of this event.
Talk about how it looks and how many counties and some of the companies who have teams.
Definitely. So Bowl for Kids' Sake is the event that's coming up. We actually have our first event with Keeneland next Friday. And then we actually are working with the brokerage. We've got Valvoline, Gray Construction are all doing their own events. And then we have our Fayette County public events where people can actually just create a team with their family members, friends, or with their company if they'd like to participate. And there are several days that they can come join us. But essentially, we just ask that you go online to our website and you register, you create your team. And from there, you can use our online platform to raise money. And we ask that every team of 4 to 6 people raise at least $250, but in exchange they get free games of bowling, free shoes, a free attraction pass at Malibu Jack's, t-shirt, pizza, drinks. So we try to make it a really fun and engaging environment for people who participate, and there's lots of opportunities to win some pretty neat prizes too. So.
Where do people bowl in Lexington and the surrounding counties?
So in Lexington, we actually relocated to Malibu Jack's last year, and that was, I feel like it it was nice because we're able to offer a little bit more to our bowlers with the attraction passes, and people who might want to come with their or with their children and allow them to do the attractions while they bowl and that kind of thing. So that's been a good change for us. In Madison County, we're at Galaxy Bowling, and then in Montgomery County, we're at Sterling Lane. So those are our 3 counties that we currently are having individual events in. So people can all sign up at the same website. It's bbbs-bluegrass.org/bfks.
If people want to just come in and bowl, is it weekends only? Is it evenings?
Yes, so we start off, we've got March 6th is our first date, and that's a Friday, and we've got 2 bowling times there. They can also come the Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon, the next day, March 7th. We've got 2 bowling times there, and then the following Friday they can join us. So we try to spread it out a little bit in case one weekend doesn't work for people, and hopefully everybody who wants to participate can.
And some companies bowl during the week. So during the weekends, it's just going full bore March into April as well?
Yes, I think all together we have about 10 events that we do between those 2 months. So it's a very busy time for us. But like I said, it's a lot of fun, really. And I think just for everybody who gets to participate, and for staff too, like we enjoy getting to meet everybody and to talk with all these different businesses and give them the opportunity to get to know a little bit more about us and have fun in the process.
We're going to give the website again. But Chris, when you were doing things with your little, what kind of things did you do with him?
It's a good question, and it was a question that I had no idea how to answer whenever I started the program, and thought, what in the world am I going to do with a 9-year-old kid? So the Big Brothers Big Sisters has some resources and suggestions of things that you can do with them. We've done baseball games, we've done football games, basketball games. I take them to movies. I mean, but a lot of times once he got older, he would just come over to our house and hang out and relax, and he now plays with my 2 little girls, and they love him, and they always ask when Brian's coming over to play.
And what's he doing right now?
Right now, he's finished high school. He is working at Amazon and working on his driver's license. So once he's got his driver's license, he will be able to start school at a technical school next fall. So,
you know, college is not the end all for everybody. We need people that have technical brains that can figure out and tell us how to do things. And good for him for doing that. And for you and all the bigs, congratulations and thank you. Because it may seem to us like it is a significant thing, but like you said, look at what you got out of it, and then look what the little got out of it too.
Right.
Speaking of bumpers, you were the bumpers for them in their world, that you kept them in the lane.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, well, that
you
was going
call it
on.
the bowling analogy. My goodness.
And the bowling handshake. And on that, we will say thank you, Chris. Afton, thank you.
Thanks
Hope
for
it goes
having
well,
us.
and give the website one more time.
So it's bbbs-bluegrass.org/bfks.
Hope your March and April go great. I hope somebody takes a picture of you before and after to see what it does to you.
Definitely.
Thanks for watching Heart of Gold. Go to the website, and we'll see you next time on Heart of Gold.